Dolly Parton, born January 19, 1946 in Pittman Center, Tennessee, USA, is one of the world's greatest country music icons, a multi-talented artist as a singer, songwriter, actress, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. At 79 years old, she is not only famous for her hits like Jolene and 9 to 5, but also an inspirational figure with her kindness, perseverance, and radiant smile. With her flowing blonde hair, sparkling style, and clear voice, she has conquered the hearts of millions around the world. However, behind the stage lights and prestigious awards, Dolly Parton carries deep sadness, harsh challenges, and dreams that require constant sacrifice. Her life, like a country song she wrote, was a blend of cheerful melodies, sad notes, and an indomitable spirit to overcome all difficulties. The greatest sadness in Dolly Parton's life was the health problems and the feeling of helplessness when watching her family, especially her mother and siblings, suffer poverty in her early years. Born the fourth of 12 children to a poor farming family in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, she grew up in a one-room log cabin without electricity or clean water. Her mother, Avie Lee Parton, was often exhausted from caring for a large family, while her father, Robert Lee Parton, worked hard in the fields but still could not afford to feed the children. She remembers watching her mother, with calloused hands, sing lullabies to her younger siblings while tears streamed down her face from worrying about money. "I wanted to help my mother, but I was just a kid. I felt helpless when I saw her suffer," she shared in a 2020 interview on The Oprah Winfrey Show. This sadness was deepened when she saw some of her siblings fall ill and the family could not afford medicine. One memory that haunts her is when her younger brother Larry died shortly after birth in 1955, leaving her mother in great pain. She stood by, just 9 years old, and felt her heart break as she heard her mother cry. Her own health was also a major source of grief. In the 1980s, she faced serious health problems, including stomach bleeding and complications from losing so much weight to maintain her stage image. She remembers lying in bed, thinking she might never perform again, and feeling scared about the fragility of her body. "I cried a lot, not because of the pain, but because I was afraid of losing my music. The only thing that made me feel valuable," she told Good Morning America in 2019. The sadness was not only personal, but also a sense of guilt that she had not been able to support her family more during difficult times, even though she later did. The poverty and loss of her family left a mental scar on her, driving her to work tirelessly to ensure that no one else she loved would have to suffer like that again. Dolly Parton's career has spanned more than 7 decades, with great successes interspersed with memorable failures. She began singing at a young age, performing on local radio in Knoxville at age 10. In 1964, shortly after graduating from high school, she moved to Nashville to pursue her country music dream. In 1967, she signed a contract with the television network The Porter Wagoner Show, where she quickly became a star with duets like The Last Thing on My Mind. Her first solo album, 1967's Hello, I'm Dolly, received critical acclaim. And in 1971, she released Coat of Many Colors, an iconic song about her impoverished childhood. She remembers standing on the Grand Ole Opry stage singing Coat of Many Colors and hearing the applause from the audience, feeling proud of having turned her suffering into art. In the 1970s and 1980s, she dominated the country charts with hits like Jolene, I Will Always Love You, and Here You Come Again, becoming the first female country artist to achieve platinum status with the 1977 album New Harvest. First Gathering. She expanded her career into pop music and film, with a role in 9 to 5 in 1980, which earned her an Oscar nomination for its theme song and 2 Grammy Awards. She continued her acting career in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas in 1982 and Steel Magnolias in 1989, proving that her acting abilities extended beyond her country singer image. In 1986, she opened the Dollywood theme park in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which now attracts more than 3 million visitors a year and employs thousands. She also founded the Dollywood Foundation, which focuses on education and poverty alleviation. In the 2000s and 2010, she continued to release albums like Backwoods Barbie in 2008 and Blue Smoke in 2014, and produced television series like Coat of Many Colors in 2015. In 2020, she received praise for donating $1 million to Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine research. As of 2025, she has won 11 Grammys, 10 Country Music Association awards, and was honored at the Kennedy Center Honors in 2006. However, her career has not been without setbacks. In her early years in Nashville, she was rejected by multiple record labels because her voice was too country and her appearance did not fit the standards of the time. She remembers walking down Music Row with her record and being flat-out rejected, leaving her crying in her car, thinking her dream was over. In 1984, her album The Great Pretender failed to sell well, and she was frustrated when she tried to transition to pop music. In 1993, her film Straight Talk received negative reviews, making her wonder if she should continue acting. Another failure was her restaurant venture in 1990, when a chain of restaurants bearing her name closed due to poor management. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 forced Dollywood to temporarily close, leaving her worried about her thousands of employees. She stood before her board of directors, explained her cost-cutting plan, and felt her heart sink when she saw their worried eyes. Dolly Parton's career struggles have often brought her to tears. When preparing for her debut on The Porter Wagoner Show, she worked 16 hours a day, practicing her voice and writing songs in her small apartment. Once, after a performance that was met with a lukewarm audience, she sat backstage and cried, afraid she wasn't good enough. In 1974, when she decided to leave Wagoner to pursue a solo career, she wrote, "I Will Always Love You as a Farewell," and cried while singing it to him, knowing that this decision would change both of them. In 1980, when she was filming 9 to 5, she was stressed because she had never acted before, and once cried in a hotel room after a long day of criticism from the director. In 2005, when Dollywood faced financial difficulties, she worked with banks to get loans, and cried in her office when she thought the park might go bankrupt. In 2020, when she donated to the COVID-19 vaccine, she received a thank you letter from scientists, making her cry with happiness, knowing that she had done something meaningful. Dolly Parton's achievements are not limited to music, but also extend to being a philanthropist, an educator, and a cultural icon. A girl from the Smoky Mountains with big dreams, she was always eager to prove that women from disadvantaged backgrounds could change the world. She spent decades writing more than 3,000 songs, from Jolene to My Tennessee Mountain Home, each telling the story of her life. The success of 9 to 5 and Dollywood was a testament to that ambition, transforming her from a country singer to a global icon. "I want people to know that you can do anything if you believe in yourself," she once told CBS Sunday Morning. Becoming a philanthropist is a big goal of hers. Through the Dollywood Foundation, she launched the Imagination Library program in 1995, giving free books to children around the world. As of 2025, the program has distributed more than 200 million books, helping millions of children learn to read. She remembers visiting low-income schools, seeing children holding her books, and feeling her heart warm. She has also donated millions of dollars to organizations that support education, health, and disaster relief, including $1 million to victims of the 2016 Tennessee wildfires. She wants to be a cultural icon, breaking the stereotype about women in the music industry. In 2022, she declined a nomination for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because she felt unworthy, but later accepted it when she realized her legacy goes far beyond country. She also works to inspire young women, from writing the book Dream More in 2012 to sharing her story on platforms like Netflix. Dolly Parton's love and marriage has been a love story that has spanned nearly 6 decades, but not without its challenges. She met Carl Thomas Dean, a private businessman, at a Nashville laundromat wishy-washy in 1964 when she was 18. They married on May 30, 1966, in Ringgold, Georgia, and kept their marriage private, away from the spotlight. She remembers the moment she saw Carl with his gentle smile and knew he would be her life partner. "He didn't care about fame, and that made me love him even more," she told People in 2016. They celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary in 2016 with a small ceremony, and she wrote "Forever Love" to honor their love. But their marriage wasn't without its share of heartache. One major challenge was their different lifestyles. Carl enjoyed a quiet life on his Tennessee farm, while she frequently toured and appeared on television. She remembers Carl being quietly upset when she had to leave home for months at a time, but he never blamed her. "I cried a lot because I felt sorry for him," she shared on The Oprah Conversation in 2020. Another heartache was the pressure of infidelity rumors. In the 1980s, she was rumored to have affairs with co-star Burt Reynolds and manager Don Warden, putting a strain on their marriage. She and Carl overcame them by talking openly, but she admits the rumors hurt. "I didn't want him to think I didn't love him," she said, her eyes glistening. Still, their love endures.